I'll say this: we were really good for a long time, and we played really well. Our ability to scrimmage and to practice and to compete has been outstanding for a long time. These guys want to do well so bad. They want to play well so bad. They're such good young men, and they're good players. And we pressed a little bit. We got a lot of new guys, new positions, had a few injuries, and we pressed a little bit. And we got away from kind of what we do. And let's tip our cap to the fact that Tennessee has a very, very high-end pitching staff. So for us to come back out there, we walked 10 times. We walked 10 times today, which is double-digit walks, midweek game or not. You're able to see today our ability to have an at-bat, something that we see every day. And for these guys to come out and be able to settle down a little bit, trust themselves, trust the work, getting Gorski back is a nice addition. It was nice to see us come out. If you look at it, even the first couple innings, we had opportunity, a couple of guys on base, and had some tough luck on some really good double play balls they turned. But that's what we see every day from these guys. And so just to be able to kind of settle back, I talked to him before the game today. I said, listen, you know what we're going to do when you handle a bit of adversity is we're not going to change a daggone thing. We're going to go back to the same thing we've done every day because we're a good club and you've worked really hard. And you've earned the right to trust the work that you've put in. And so we're not going to change a daggone thing. We're going to go back to work. We're going to do the same things we've done for the last 6 months. And it's going to begin to show itself on the field. And today it did. And I was really proud of them, but I was really happy for them because anytime you lead or you work with young men or kids every day and you see the investment they put in, those guys are up at 6 a.m. lifting every day. Those guys are working the cages every day. Those guys are having surgery and rehabbing every day. And for them, you just feel good to get to see them enjoy it, see some success. And so for us, what we're able to do in bursts tonight is not surprising. That's who we are. And so outside of that is not necessarily who we've been and who we're going to be in the future. And so for those guys, I was just happy to see them be able to go out and have some success.
So 10 strikeouts to 10 walks. I'm sure that's been an issue coming in. But what was the discipline like from you guys tonight?
I thought it was good. Our ability, the one thing that we work on probably more than anything from an offensive standpoint is the ability to have an at-bat, to have an approach, and to recognize pitches. We spend a ton of time on that. And so we didn't do a great job of it this last weekend. And again, they had those are real arms. And so we have to continue to get better to be able to do that against higher caliber arms too. But for us to come out and to work several 1-2 or 0-2 counts into walks, the ability to get into good counts, to continue to trust ourselves and to grow. I mean, it's little things like Cole Bar, right? Cole Bar, and nobody sees this, but Cole's in the cage all day yesterday. He's in the cage all morning this morning. He's making great adjustments. That dude's worked his butt off. And we've spent a lot of time on, he wants some low pitches. He'll go low and then try to come up and dig them up. And just the ability to, on a low pitch, stay low, stay through and stay in your legs, and to just keep that ball head high. And he comes up and does it and bangs a single to left center. And that the home run he hit is a sinker down and in, where it's a pitch maybe a couple of days ago he pulls off of and checks off. He stays down, stays through it, and the ball goes out of the ballpark. So these guys are working really hard, and it was nice to see some production from it. But it's something that we really hang our hat on. And so just because for 3 days it didn't show itself, it doesn't concern me. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't worry me whatsoever, because I know the work they put in. I know the kind of players that they are.
And Gorski kind of gets the offense rolling today with that home run in the bottom of the first inning. Do you feel like having him back in the lineup just provides a little bit of comfort for the rest of the lineup, just knowing he's there in the lineup?
Yeah, Matt's a great player. I think any time that you're able to have a player of his caliber come back and be a part of it, and he hits an infield single, he hammers that ball to left center late in the game, but obviously leading off with the home run, which he's done twice in the games that he's been a part of, it does help. But at the same time, you look at what Drew Ashley did stepping in. I mean, Drew worked primarily in the infield for trying to make sure we have depth in the middle of the field, and he slides back and played beautifully in the outfield. Was very admirable in his ability to go to right field, which he's never done. And you see Sam Crail, who's worked really hard, step in, have some big at bats for us the last couple of weeks. So let's make sure. I'm going to make sure that we are understanding and aware guys that out of position or guys that haven't played every day yet at their career at Indiana stepped in and really held their own for Matt while he was hurt. And at the same time, I'm never going to push guys, right? Matt has a career at Indiana and hopefully they're beyond, and we're never going to push guys through injuries. I'll lose the battle to win the war in the long run and make sure we take care of our guys. So So Matt's going to be healthy, and obviously he was today. You saw the infield scramble play, and he's healthy and back at it. But, it's just like, anybody else who has an injury, not just because Matt is such a good player, but we're going to make sure we take care of him too.
What did you think of Franklin starting today, 4 Ks? It seemed like he was mixing his pitches pretty well too.
Yeah, Alex is a tough guy. I mean, he didn't pitch his senior year of high school, come off an injury, didn't throw this fall. Very, very talented, very mature, meticulous worker. So he earned the right to be a guy that's gonna throw significant innings for us. He's got really good stuff. He got sped up a little bit, kind of got off tempo with some of the walks there in the second, and we want to make sure that we didn't push him, beyond his pitch count, and make sure he went back down to the bullpen, spent some time down there, kind of getting his mechanics work back out. But no, we're thrilled about Alex. He's such a hard worker. He's such a great kid. And he's incredibly talented. He's going to be a great player.
And then the bullpen after that, having Cal and Cam get 3 innings each. How big was that for him?
He was huge. You look at Cal. I mean, Cal's, you don't ever think, hey, go get up in the second inning. And so to go into a game that early and be mentally prepared and locked in, Cal's a guy who's always focused, who's always prepared for the moment. And to come in and give you 3 innings like that, he continues to battle and work through some things himself. But mainly he's a tough guy and a hard worker, and it was good to see Cam out there tonight. Cam did a really good job. He actually got stronger as he went, which of all the things I was happy for Cam, I was really happy to see that because we've really worked on that. He went through the lineup there in that last inning very, very easily as the breaking ball was for a strike, locates fastball to both sides, and you'll see a lot more good things from Cam, certainly.
Saw that infield scramble with Gorski, and then there was a close play at home with Matt Lloyd. I mean, it's still early in the season, but do you feel like this team is really buying into the idea of being aggressive on the base path?
Yeah, and it's funny you mentioned that. We just talked about it in the locker room. Hey, we gotta find the line between being very aggressive and really pushing the tempo. We have some team speed. I don't want those guys looking over their shoulder. I don't want them looking at coaches and trying to figure out, what do I do? I want to go play baseball. Go play. Matt's a great player. He's fast. He's athletic. He's reading it. So maybe he pushed it a little bit too far. But I was really happy to see him be athletic and be aggressive and go play the game. Like, this isn't a video game controller where our coaches have a controller and X, this kind of stuff, and turn left, go play. And so we want to be aggressive. We want to run the bases. We want to make somebody make a play. Guy made a play, and it didn't work out for us there. But if you go back to the first game at Memphis, we manufactured at least 2 or 3 runs on base running plays, very similar to that, where we really pushed them and they didn't handle the pressure as well. And we were able to score some runs out of it. So we'll be aggressive when the situations are right. You look at Jeremy tonight. Tennessee did a terrific job holding the run game. They were really good. And so we didn't have the windows as much or opportunities. You look at Jeremy gets a situation. He gets a great jump at first base. I know we spiked the breaking ball, so he's going to walk in regardless, but he got the jump. He trusted his jump, and he's going to second base for whatever happens with the pitch. Then he gets on second base. He has a window. He gets a loose call, and he ends up the call strike 3 on Gorski on that play, but he's got third base standing up. So those are the little things that when we sit down and we talk as a staff, that we want to continue to improve on and turn those guys loose and allow them to go play when the windows present themselves.